Welcome to this presentation. In this presentation, we'll be looking into third unit of medical electronics. The third unit deals with assist devices like cardiac pacemakers, DC defibrillators, dialyzers, ventilators, MRI systems, and ultrasonic imaging system. Now, let us discuss about cardiac pacemaker. More than 500,000 people fall victim to heart attacks in the United States and as well as in India every year, and thousands more are critically injured in accidents. Taking care of these patients in special care of units of hospitals involves the use of several types of specialized equipment, among which our cardiac pacemaker are very much important. So, in the past few years, electronic pacemaker systems have become extremely important in saving and sustaining the lives of cardiac patients whose normal pacing functions have become impaired. Depending upon the exact nature of the cardiac dysfunction, a patient may require temporary artificial pacing during the course of treatment or permanent pacing in order to lead an active and productive life after treatment. Now, let us discuss about some of the types of cardiac pacemaker in this presentation. So, a device capable of generating artificial pacing impulses and delivering them to heart is known as pacemaker system or pacemaker. It consists of pulse generator and electrodes. Sinoatrial node is responsible for the starting of the heartbeat, hence it is called a natural pacemaker. And the types of pacemakers are internal and external pacemaker. And the heart's electrical activity will be helpful in understanding the need for a artificial cardiac pacing. The rhythmic action of the heart is initiated by regularly recurring action potentials originating at the natural cardiac pacemaker located at the sinoatrial node. Each pacing impulse is propagated throughout the myocardium, spreading over the surface of the atria to the atrioventricular node, which is located within the septum adjacent to the atrioventricular walls, and depolarizing the atria. After a brief delay at the AV node, the impulse is rapidly conducted to the ventricles to depolarize the ventricular musculature. So, a normal sinus rhythm depends upon the continuous and periodic performance of the pacemaker and the integrity of the neural conducting pathways. Any change in the NSR is called arrhythmia, and the SA nodes temporarily or permanently fail because of disease or a congenital defect, and the pacing function may take over by pacemaker like cells located near the AV node. However, under certain conditions, cells in the conduction system may pace the ventricles instead. Similarly, an area in the excitable ventricular musculature may try to control the heartbeat. Unfortunately, under these conditions, the heart is paced at a much slower rate than normal, ranging between 30 and 50 beats per minute. The result is a condition called bradycardia, in which the heart cannot provide sufficient blood circulation to meet the body's physical demands. During the transition period from the NSR to a slow rhythm, dizziness and loss of consciousness may occur because of diminished cardiac output. Heart block occurs whenever the conduction system fails to transmit the pacing impulses from the atria to the ventricles properly. In the first degree of block, an excessive impulse delay at the AV junction occurs that causes the PR interval to exceed 0.2 seconds from normal adults. Second degree block results in the complete but intermittent inhibition of the pacing impulse, which may also occur at the AV node. Total and continuous impulse blockage is called third degree block. It may occur either at the AV node or elsewhere in the conduction system. In this case, the ventricles usually continue to contract but at a sharply reduced rate, for example 40 bpm, and because of the establishment of idioventricular escape rhythm, or because of impulses that only periodically originate from the atria. In all these conditions, an artificial method of pacing is generally required to ensure that the heartbeat at a rate that is sufficient to maintain proper circulation. Internal pacemakers will be placed inside the body. It may be permanently implanted on the patients whose sinoatrial nodes are failed to function or those who suffered from permanent heart block. Internal pacemakers are implanted with the pulse generator placed in a surgically developed pocket below the right or left clavicle. The exact location of the pulse generator used in the internal pacemaker system depends on the following factors like type and nature of the electrode used, nature of the cardiac problems, mode of operation of the pacemaker system. There is no external connection for applying power for the internal pacemaker, so the pulse generator should be completely self-contained with a battery which is capable of operating continuously for a specific period. And the external pacemaker consists of an externally placed pulse generator circuit connected to the electrodes placed on the myocardium. And temporary heart irregularities or disorders treating the patient with arrhythmias, treatment of coronary patient and during the cardiac surgery may require cardiac pacemaker. It consists of pulse generators. They are placed in the body and connected normally to the electrode with the help of wires introduced into the right ventricle. The pulse generator may be strapped into the lower arm of the patient. So this diagram shows the pacing types of pacing modes. Pacing modes can be divided into competitive and non-competitive mode. And the competitive mode is called as asynchronous mode, that is fixed rate mode. In non-competitive mode, ventricular programmed and atrial programmed pacing modes are available, which ventricular programmed mode is again further divided into demand mode and standby mode. And atrial programmed mode is also called as synchronous mode, that is P-wave inhibited mode. So these are the modes of operation of cardiac pacemaker: ventricular asynchronous pacemaker, ventricular synchronous pacemaker, ventricular inhibited pacemaker, atrial synchronous pacemaker, atrial sequential ventricular inhibited pacemaker. Now let us discuss about ventricular asynchronous pacemaker, that is fixed rate pacemaker. It can be implemented in atrium or ventricle. This pacemaker is suitable for patients who are suffered by total AV block, that is atrial arrhythmia. It consists of a square wave generator and a monostoppal multivibrator circuit. The output of this combination provides a positively and negatively going square waves with equal duration for positive and negative pulses. The period of the square wave generator is given as T, and T is equal to minus 2 RC into ln of R3 divided by 2R2 plus R3. T can be modified by changing R, C, R2 and R3 values. So this diagram shows the ventricular asynchronous pacemaker. In this portion is the circuit used for generating the square wave, and this portion is the monostable multivibrator circuit which provides the pulses to the heart. And now let us discuss about ventricular asynchronous pacemaker, that is in this pacemaker there may be a competition between the natural heartbeats and the pacemaker beats. If the pacemaker impulses reaches the heart during a certain period, ventricular fibrillation may occur. So nowadays the fixed pacemaker is fabricated on a large scale integrated circuits, and the disadvantages of this fixed rate pacemaker are: heartbeat cannot be changed. If it is fixed in the atrium beat at a fixed rate, and if the ventricle beat at a different rate, and then it leads to severe problem. Ventricular fibrillation may be occurred. Next, we'll look into the standby pacemaker or ventricular synchronous pacemaker. This is used for the patients with only short periods of AV block or bundle block. This type does not compete with the normal heart activity. A single transverse electrode placed in the right ventricle senses R wave and delivers the stimulation. So this diagram shows the block diagram of standby pacemaker. Here no separate sensing electrode is required. R wave triggers the ventricular synchronous pacemaker, which provide an impulse for falling in the lower part of the normal QRS complex. Atrial generated ventricular contractions generates R wave. Impulses are provided only when the atrial generated ventricular contractions are absent. Now let us see the working of the standby pacemaker. Using the sensing electrode, heart rate is detected and is given to the timing circuit of the pacemaker. If the detected heart rate is below a minimum level, the fixed rate pacemaker is turned on. If the natural contraction occurs asynchronous phases, timing circuit is reset so that its next pulse will detect the heartbeat. Otherwise, asynchronous pacemaker produces at its preset rate. The pacemaker may detect noise and interpret as its ventricular excitation. This can be eliminated by refractory period or gate circuit. In heart blocks, P waves with respect to the ventricular excitation. P and R waves have different frequency bands. The high pass filter completely eliminates P waves and R waves. Input amplifier increases peak to peak amplitude of R wave. Thank you.